Get this one, especially for my friend Robert Clements. We were talking last night about the tragic passing of Rick Derringer, and he said to me, David, have you ever done a video on rock and roll hoochie? And I had to say, well, I've done about 40, 45, 50 videos on Rick Derringer and Danny Johnson, you know, two of my favourite guitar players. But ironically, I've never done that one, ironically, because it's the only Rick Derringer song I've ever played live on stage. You know, although I've campaigned for dozens of them in virtually every band I've been in. But rock and roll hoochie is the only one I've played live. However, being so close to yesterday, I'm really not comfortable going, you know, talking about the sadness of someone whose music you loved and admired and respected, and then go, and by the way, here's me playing one of his songs. So I don't want to do this, but I will put this video up at some point, right? So rock and roll hoochie, rock classic. I think we'd all agree, and there's loads of ways to play it, loads and loads and loads of ways, right? Pretty much all of which have been played either by Rick or by Johnny Winter at some point. The basic thrust is F, G, A. Yeah? You know, we've got that bit. So we've got you get the sort of ballpark feel of it. So you can play it up here if you want to go. You can play it there if you've got a massive stretch, which I don't. Right? But if you watch the Edgar Winter video, you'll see that what Rick seemed to do is. So, you know, it's still F, G, A. But we're going G, A, and then this, and again you can play that, or however you want it to come off the C and C sharp, and then a C, and then G, A, 5/7. Do it again, so we've got that's C, G, right, so we've got the chuck in there, you can do that whenever you want, you can make it, if you want to make it particularly hellacious, you know. This bit is one of the most famous parts of the song, and for years and years I heard the next bit. If you can hear it in your head, hold in your head what's coming next, right? I heard that as, and that a lot of blues guys play. You get the harmony of against. So probably, you know, going back 15 years to when I played it on stage, I'm sure I went. Right, that's not what he played on the record. What he played and what he played live is. And if you listen to some of the stuff like Jump, 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 you'll know that this whole Wes Montgomery octave thing, I'm not good at it, but Rick was sensational at it. So it's an octave of C sharp and C sharp, and slide it up one fret. Right, and if you want to go up there, be my guest, but you're probably better to play the C sharps there, slide it up to there. Right, And now into the song, right? And the song goes. Yeah. The chorus is it. Right? But the verses, there was a band called the Jokers, they were laying it down. And there really was a band called the Jokers, and in their number was one Dickie Betts. So there you go. There's a lot of side to it. So we've got this. And then the I don't know, the iconic. Right? 100 ways you can play this bit. Right? And he alternates the last note. So the simplest way is. So you see, you get a low, you get high. Right? So we're going 7/5, and then 7/6/5. 3. There. Right? There's a harmony to it. Right? I could talk for an hour about the various harmonies you could do to that, but what he does is the sort of thirds apart for every note, and it doesn't deviate. So it's not what we would call a parallel harmony. The harmony, when Rick goes, we get that. So you've got exactly the same thing. If you want to make it easy to conceptualize, you could go 7/5, 7/6/5, right? You can think about those numbers and then go 7, 9, 11. 11, 9, and play it in the same strings. But I think, you know, for the most of us, we go. Play like that, right? So again, right, no others you can go. Makes it a bit more wild, you know? So you've got all these options, and believe me, he did every one in some incarnation. So we've got an absolute rock classic. By the way, that bit where I jumped to octaves, that would just be an 8. There's a flat 5. Second time. So there we go. Two different solos. I think Johnny takes a solo on Johnny Went Around. Obviously Rick does solo on the All American Boy thing. As I say, it's too close to Rick's passing to go, you know, I'm devastated, here's me playing one of his songs. But I will put this up at some point.